And the big developing story we're following up for you this hour, Parliament state-owned enterprises inquiry will seek help from the Hawks to track down witnesses. And this comes after Parliament failed to locate the key witnesses to issue summonses to. And last month, the Gupta brothers, Dudu Myeni and former SAA board chairperson Dudu Myeni were expected to testify on their alleged involvement in the state capture of state-owned entities. The Portfolio Committee of Public Enterprises took a tough stance and resolved to summon the involved parties to appear before its oversight inquiry. A summons was issued to Myeni, but her security reportedly refused to take the receipt. In a similar case, the whereabouts of the Gupta brothers and Zuma are unknown.
We are going to sit as a committee of parliament and discuss tomorrow privately on how do we take the issue forward now that the summons have been issued and nobody took the summons. Especially when you talk about Tutuzani, who his residential address that we used, we could not find anybody, and with the Guptas also. With Dudu Myeni, the someone was then placed in her main gate. So what we are going to discuss tomorrow, we are going to discuss how do we take it forward. We said we are going to involve the law enforcement officers.
And joining us on the phone line is former South African Airways board chairperson Dudu Myeni. Good evening to you, and thank you so much for joining us. Just give us some clarity. We saw from the Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises saying that they will have a discussion tomorrow with regards to the summons that were issued. Have you deliberately denied the parliamentary process to proceed by failing to appear before them?
Good evening, Cindy. Good evening to the viewers. I'm taking this call knowing very well that I am not too well. I have reported as such to the Portfolio Committee that I'm not well. I have also committed to appear before the Parliament, before the committee, as per their invitation. There has never been a day where I'm trying to hide or I am deliberately trying to undermine the committee by not availing myself before the committee. I am not a sickly person. But when I'm not well, it will be that particular time where I am seriously not well. I am not even a person who gets flu sometimes, but if I'm fluish, maybe after 3 years or after 5 years, it will be 2 weeks of sleeping flat. So I've indicated, I've been communicating with the acting chairperson of the inquiry, Honorable Ranto. I have communicated with the committee secretary, Desang. I have also informed them formally that I will avail myself, but on the dates that they had invited me, I informed them that I'm not well. And they insisted that I bring the doctor's notes. I have them, but I also want to protect the doctors because anything you submit electronically or in any other way, if it comes from me, certainly it will be leaked on the media. And therefore, I've decided that I will hand deliver those doctors' notes to the committee. But I need also to set the record straight. I responded to the committee before that, the date of the invitation, before them, in a written submission, I've clarified everything and cleared my name regarding those allegations that were put before the committee by the former chairperson of Eskom, Zola Tsotsi. I have nothing to hide. I need also to say that should they expect that I drive to Cape Town, I will drive to Cape Town when I'm well. But at the moment, on doctor's instructions, I cannot fly. Therefore, I cannot travel long distances until I get
yes.
well.
Can you also clarify that there were reports that you were allegedly seen in a hotel or allegedly going about your business after you had claimed that you are unwell to appear before the Portfolio Committee?
If those allegations were written by a journalist, I would certainly put such allegations or such a story that was written, give it a pinch of salt, because these days people get paid to write certain stories. Therefore, I think I'm amongst those people that anyone would try and see me and sell a story. If I was in that particular place, to start with, I don't drink, and I hear that I was seen indulging and drinking wine in the very late ungodly hours of the day. And I heard about the story. I don't buy newspapers, and I heard about that story that I'm driving SUV and ND cars. I don't have any car registered ND. So people must now understand that people are paid to write silly stories and attacking us for no reason. But I am happy that I've been before Parliament. I've been undressed in public. I have been treated as a criminal in the past. It doesn't really worry me to go and get undressed before anyone because I have not stolen anything from anyone. I've done my job, but I've touched wrong places, and therefore I am prepared also to go there and face the inquiry if my submission of the 4th of March was not enough, if there are many other questions that need to be asked. Therefore, I refute the allegations by any particular journalist that may have alleged that I was in that particular hotel. I wish they had taken pictures, not to sneak in a story of a hearsay and try to rubbish us in the media.
And have you instructed your security at your residence not to accept the summons that were delivered by the Public Enterprises Committee?
I do not think that my security guard are that sophisticated to start with, that they would know that these are summons, these are not summons. But I think they would use their own discretion. If somebody comes in and says we're delivering this, but if they then are expected to sign, they wouldn't know. But all I have come to understand, I only saw it on the television that they can't reach me. The committee cannot reach me. They don't know my whereabouts. Of course, my illness does not necessarily mean that I am only relying on the doctors. I am also seeking alternative help. Therefore, I am an African person. I do believe that if the doctors say we don't know why you are in this particular situation, or we can't detect the type of illness that you're experiencing, then I can't seek any alternative assistance. That is what I'm doing. And I'm not going to disclose to South Africa my whereabouts. And I've got a phone. I have been communicating with the Honorable Acting Chair, Ranto. I explained exactly what my problem is, and I explained why I cannot fly. And it is quite concerning that today I'm a wanted. Summons are issued because they don't know my whereabouts or I'm hiding somewhere. I will, at the request that I will be making to the doctor that I'm with currently, that I go and present myself to any nearest police station so that people know where I am, or the police know that I have visited them. And if I need to make any affidavit, I will make an affidavit. If there is anything I respect, are the structures such as Parliament. I respect any leader but also we must then also respect other people's rights. I need my health back so that I'm able to discharge my responsibilities. I also want to say I am not at SAA anymore. Therefore, I don't work anywhere. And therefore, having to to ask for sick notes wherever I go to look for doctors, it's something that I am doing out of respect. Therefore, I have heard that the committee is doing is inviting me in the best interest of me as the former chairperson of South African Airways. It is indeed a highly appreciated effort on their side, but my sincerest request is to be given dignity. That if I say I'm not well, I mustn't be treated like a suspect. But anyway, I won't be surprised because it comes with the color and it comes also with the gender. You will be a suspect forever. So I am a suspect. People don't believe that I'm not well. Up until I show the Hawks, the police, the chairperson of the portfolio committee, my sick notes, people will understand I'm not well.
All right, and before we let you go, why did you decide to break your silence now? There has been several calls, or you had opportunities for a right of reply, be it to media reports or even in the public opinion discourse, so that you could have cleared that particular allegation that you are essentially a fugitive.
I did not expect your call to start with. I respected that you would call and ask. But certainly, if I was called by a journalist, I wasn't going to respond because all the journalists, I treat them the same. I ask them to write to me, but I wouldn't have been able to do that because where I am, I'm not receiving any emails. I'm not on any. I don't have access to my emails where I am, and I'm gonna be here for quite some time. So when I got your call, I said, okay, here it's an interview, it's a live interview. It's different than a journalist asking you questions and writing something totally different from your responses. Secondly, it's not really breaking silence. I haven't been aware of what has been said in the media, but when my mother came to see me, she told me that she's hearing on the national television that my name is mentioned as somebody that is being wanted, and she said the police will be looking for me, the Hawks will be looking for me. So I said, I'm not aware. I don't read newspapers. Up until I own my own print media, will I be able to trust what is written on the media? Therefore, it's not really something like I'm breaking silence. I am communicating with the committee. I've been communicating with the secretary of the committee. I have communicated and explained exactly what ought to happen. I've written letters to the committee. But it appears that I have done something. I have actually wasted Eskom's money. It must be clear to everyone that I've never worked for Eskom. I only got to meet the person who asked for assistance. And all these allegations that he went and sat before the committee and said, I instructed him to fire people. How do you tell someone to fire people when you don't even know those people that need to be fired? So we're living in interesting times in South Africa. There are people that are responsible for what happened at Eskom and what is currently happening at Eskom. It has nothing to do with me. I wish people would have the same energy to ask me about what happened at SAA, because what happened at SAA, it's out there in public, and the same public must show the same enthusiasm to find out whether the rot at SAA has been followed up. And because there was no Zuma, there was no Gupta at SAA, nobody has shown any keen interest in SAA. Therefore, with all respect, I will attend to the inquiry in Parliament when I am healthy and when my dignity is really respected as well.
All right, we're going to leave it there, and thanks indeed for your time, and we wish you a speedy recovery. That is former South African Airways board chairperson Dudu Myeni speaking to us, saying that she is willing to participate in the parliamentary process and that she will make an affidavit at the nearest police station. Of course, that's a story we'll follow up for you, but my colleague Vuyo Mgwelo has the latest news update.